Y'all thought I was finished? Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
About what happened last year, hopefully he feels the same, and I can get the rock a little bit this week.
What is it about his personality that he's able to command a huddle in a pinch situation like this?
Everybody just got a lot of respect for Gardner. He came in here after he was in Jacksonville. Minshew Mania. He kind of had that legend behind him. And he came in here and didn't disappoint. He's been himself since the day he got in here, and he's always been. He's a little different in the best way possible, and I love that about him. And he just got a lot of respect because he comes in here to work every day, prepares like the starter, even though he knows he's the backup. But he knows his role, and he just waits for his time for an opportunity like this. And we all have faith that he's going to make the most of it.
I believe you had two. Zach's question. What do you think it is about Gardner that makes you one of his top receivers?
He's just a smart football player. He's going to take what the defense gives him. Maybe the Cowboys will be playing a little bit soft inside, worrying about Devontae and AJ, and hopefully they forget about me so he can just dump it to me over the middle. That'd be pretty nice.
It looked like last year, I think you had 2 touchdowns from Gardner up at the Jets game. Did you think you had kind of a connection with him right away?
It's a funny story. We knew he was going to be playing that weekend. I was getting my IV. He came in there, and Richard Rodgers was telling him about how much we used to talk about him in Jacksonville, how awesome we thought he was. And, I got to give some props to Rich Rod because I think he helped out the targets and the ball coming my way. So I'm going to be nice to him and, just try to be open for him as much as I can.
Was that true, or was Rodgers trying to butter him up?
Oh, no, it was true. I remember we used to sit in the cafeteria and watch Minshew Mania, throwing dimes in the back corner of the end zone, winning game, and just having fun doing it. And so when he came here, like I said, he had that legend, and it was just awesome to meet him. His personality hasn't let anybody down, and he's just an awesome guy.
Dallas, kind of a unique circumstance in that Gardner's not here today as you guys get ready for Dallas. How are you, have you been in contact with him, or how's that been going?
Haven't talked to him too much. Obviously he's supporting a former coach, someone that was really important to where he's at now, the journey. So, just praying for him, hoping that, today goes well. And I know that he's going to be ready coming back. Like I said before, he prepares like the starter, even though when he's not starting. So now that I know when he has that opportunity, he's going to be ready and take full advantage of it.
Jalen could play on Saturday. Nick is not ruling it out. He told us that earlier today. How do you deal with that uncertainty and, kind of keep your routine as normal as possible when you have that level of not sure who's going to be throwing to you, and how do you not have that turn into a distraction?
Yeah, for me, I got to make sure my body's ready, my mind's right. I haven't played in 5 weeks, so I got to just worry about myself and who's ever back there, quarterback, I got full faith in. Jalen, he's a special person, special talent. He's a rare breed. So, if he hurt his shoulder during the game, he played well. With it nagging him a little bit, and the fierce competitor he is, he's going to be on the field if he can be. So, he's going to tag rehab and expecting him back as soon as possible.
Is the elf suit coming to Dallas?
Man, I don't know if I can bring it all the way to Dallas, but shoot, I might have something else up my sleeve.
It's a weird quirk in the Pro Bowl that you haven't been on the ballot because of the injury. Does that bother you?
Not overly. Obviously making the Pro Bowl, All-Pro, stuff like that is goals of mine. But I'm not going to let that deviate of, I don't need to prove to anybody else what I know. So, I'm good with it. Hopefully, if we win this, hopefully we can get in the playoffs, win the Super Bowl, and not have to worry about going to that place anyways.
Reaction to Jalen's injury, and did you have any idea that he was hurt during that game?
I didn't even see the play. I just saw him get up like usual. And get back to the huddle. So I had no idea anything was bothered. He was fighting through something. So
does that make it even more amazing that he threw that long pass to you in the fourth quarter after he already hurt his shoulder?
I would say so. It was a dime. Like I said, I don't really know too much what's going on with him right now. I think too much nobody really does. But it just shows the person he is, the will he has, to win.
So much of this offense has been Jalen trusting you and Devontae and his receivers to make plays. How do you try to build that with Gardner if it needs to be him on Saturday?
We all have got reps with Gardner before, so if that's the case, then I think we'll be fine. So
You're good friends with Jalen. I mean, he hasn't told you anything the last couple days or after the game that he was hurting?
I mean, we talked, and of course, like we always talk. I mean, we all banged up. It's week 15, something like that. So we just said it was just a little sore. So I mean, I don't know how that goes into this week or whatever the case may be. I know he's getting treatment. So I mean,
And so he legitimately thinks he has a chance to be out there.
Of course. I think right now he's very confident. So I mean, that's what we're rocking with.
You said after the game that you don't want to see your quarterback getting hit like that. It's not the first time you said it. What do you think kind of the answer is there, or the balance is there? Because obviously you don't want quarterback to go down like that.
I mean, I can't try to change the way he play, but as a receiver, you don't want to see your quarterback get hit, and sometimes I just wish he'd slide, but that's just how he plays, and I can't try to just say he needs to do this, he needs to do that. I mean, it worked this long, so I mean, it's just kind of like a freak accident.
Do you see, though, that like this situation when they have a quarterback out of the pocket and he becomes a runner, that they kind of not going to break their fall, they're going to kind of put all their weight and try to lean on a quarterback like that?
I saw the play afterwards. I don't think that was the case. I think the guy just made a tackle. I think Jalen kind of like juked into him. He just made a tackle, So I don't think it was a dirty play at all. So.
So you saw Birds will be in the auditorium in 5. You said you've had reps with Gardner before. What are some of the differences? Obviously, the running is different. But what are some of the differences in the game between Jalen and Gardner?
So I have not played a game with Gardner in the game, so I don't know the differences. But I could say I have not spent enough time with him to even point out the differences between the two. So I mean, if he plays, if he don't play, I mean, we got to make plays at the end of the day. So whoever's in there at QB, it will be fine.
Since you've known Jalen, I mean, his toughness, can you tell us about some circumstances or things, college here, NFL, how tough he is?
I don't want to like put his business out or anything, but I just go back to the game. He has a tough tackle, tough blow to the shoulder, and then he still stood in the pocket and made a great throw, and he kept going.
I don't have the full electronic album yet, so play the songs. I've listened to all of them. Yeah, see how they sound.
Just with football, with everything this week, what was kind of your reaction once you found out everything going on with Jalen?
I mean, I knew in the game he was hurting, but he was able to finish it off, and obviously, hell of a performance, especially in the second half, and some of the throws he was delivering was still effective out there, and certainly helped us win the game there down the stretch.
If Gardner has to play, where's your comfort level with him, and how much do you work this week to get ready for that possibility?
Well, yeah, I'm sure Gardner will get reps this week, and he's been here for a while. So if he's the guy that's up, we'll be ready to go. Yeah, I think he's done a good job. When we've asked him before, the veteran player, played a lot of football in the NFL, and so yeah.
When you said that you knew he was hurting, is it just because you saw his body language? Did he say anything? It's just.
Yeah, I mean, he mentioned that his shoulder was bothering him, but and I think, but it wasn't like it was like a mention on the sideline, and stayed in there though, so I didn't really think much of it, and didn't look like it affected him that much either. So yeah, I don't think I noticed really anything on the field from it. It's just on the sideline talking.
Does that make it all the more amazing that deep ball you threw to AJ in the fourth quarter, shoulder like that? Yeah,
I mean, whenever you're hurting, you're able to still, play at a high level, and shoulder is a pretty big deal for a quarterback. So, but that guy's tough. I mean, he's played through injuries before, played through things last year. So I don't think it's surprising.
Jason, it's not the first time that a quarterback has gone down over the course of your tenure. What does it do to the rest of the team, I guess, when you know that at least in this circumstance there's a chance that it's going to be a different quarterback under center?
Yeah, I mean, you just prepare. I think we'll see what happens on game day and leading up to it. But Gardner will get reps this week, and he'll be ready to go if need be. this is the way the NFL works. You know, there's going to be guys up and down, injuries. We've been pretty healthy up until this point. But, you know, I think a lot of these guys were here last year when Gardner played against the Jets and played really well in that game. So, you know, whoever it is, we'll be ready to go.
Do you find that other guys take a little bit more on their shoulders, like in the case of 2017, being as an example?
I hope not. I think there's usually already enough on everybody's shoulders. Just go out there, do your job. You try and do more stuff than your job, it's usually not going to go well. So you just keep going out there and doing the same thing. You know? You keep going out there, making the calls, regardless of who's at quarterback. I'm going to go about my job very, very similar. And I think that's what everybody should do.
Do you have to change things offensively if it's Gardner as opposed to Jalen?
Yeah, obviously, you know, Jalen is a unique player, offers a lot of different dynamic ability with his legs and everything. And, you know, the coaches are always going to be trying to put the offense in the best position to be successful. And a lot of that is dictated off of the players playing in the game. I'm not an offensive coordinator. I don't know what they are going to determine is, you know, in or out if Gardner's the guy. But I'm sure that we have a lot of coaches that have coached a lot of football with different types of players. I'm sure whoever's out there will have something dialed up pretty good.
You've obviously played through injuries before. How much does the adrenaline help during the game? And are there moments after the game where you really feel it more than you expected?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, there's a lot going on in the game. You're already warmed up. You're feeling good. So, you know, I think, you know, certainly finishing the game is a good sign whenever you're hurt. The fact that you don't have to come out is always a good sign. But yeah, there's definitely adrenaline going in there. There's, you know, I don't even know if I'm on anti-inflammatories. You know, there's certainly things going on game day, and then Tuesday, little things that you didn't know maybe pop up. Usually Tuesday is the big day that you start feeling pretty sore. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Jason, it's the MO. It's the MO of a football team. You kind of take it one week at a time, but it's impossible to ignore. You guys know you'll play football beyond week 18. How do you think that should be balanced, not just in Jalen's case, but across the board as the team gets ready?
Yeah, I mean, we're still trying to get better. You know, we're not good enough right now. We still got to improve. We still, you know, each week, each day we step out on the field, there's an opportunity to improve as a player, as a unit, as a team. And, you know, obviously we know we're playing in the playoffs. You know, we're going to, at the very least, get a shot in the playoffs to do something special. And, you know, I think you don't want to waste any time or waste any effort or attention every single day you step in here. So, yeah, I think, you know, we still got 3 games left. We're going to win against the Cowboys this week. And you just focus on trying to be the best player you can be for this week. I'm going to focus on being the best center for this walkthrough today. And, you know, iron out mistakes, talk things out with your teammates. I think when you keep it short-term focused, you know, the long-term stuff takes care of itself usually.
What's the significance of getting Dallas Goedert back in the offense?
He's a great player. You know, I think Jack Stoll's done a tremendous job stepping in, so has Grant. I mean, both those guys have played really good ball for us when we needed them. And Dallas is I think he's one of the best tight ends in the NFL. You know, he can do everything you want. He can run routes, block. He's an explosive guy that can hit mismatches across the middle. He's a really, really good player for us, so obviously it's huge to get him back.
We'll be ready for it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Lane and I we worry about our job. You know? And if we worry about our job, we won't have to put anybody, whoever's back there, in a position.
Yeah.
So just worry about us.
Yeah, but like in the run game, I guess. Like, you know, like you guys can leave guys unblocked because Jalen will freeze those guys anyway. Like, how much does that change?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, people. If we go out there in game day and we see that they're not respecting Gardner, Gardner can take off for the ball. Yeah, Gardner's, like I said, Gardner's dynamic too, man. He ain't like Jalen. But yeah, the stash can run too, man. The stash can run.
Yeah.
What's it like? I mean, what's the experience like playing with a guy like Jalen who can run so often? You know, that balance. Like, obviously, you want to protect him and make sure he's not taking big hits, but it's also part of his game.
Exactly.
Occasionally getting hit like that.
I mean, you said it. It's part of his game, and it's something that you have to respect. And it's certainly, man, when you see him run with the ball, man, it's so natural.
Yeah.
I mean, the bloke looks like a running back. You know, when he runs with the ball, just sees everything. The vision is outstanding, and his football IQ to, you know, when to go down and when to not go down is amazing. So, I mean, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a crazy week this week trying to figure out everything.
So as one of Jalen's protectors, he said he knew something was off or wrong when it happened. For you, when you see your quarterback like that get hurt, he becomes a running back when he's outside the pocket. How much does that hit you guys as linemen?
I mean, like I was just saying, it's just something that you have to recognize that's part of his game, and he's been doing it for a long time. So you have to give him that trust that he's gonna, you know, be smart with the ball, and you know, you can never know the outcome of how that play is gonna end up. And you know, certainly when the guy is, you know, going to the ground and then purposely just like, you know, lays all his weight on a running back, because essentially that's what he becomes when he leaves the pocket. I mean, it's hard. I mean, you wanna go up there and, you know, rough him up, but it's all part of the rules. It's in line, and you don't want to put your team in, you know, get a flag and a penalty. You got to play smart football. So it's just balancing the emotion is the hard part, and just trying to put the football IQ ahead of your emotions and making sure you're not detrimental to the team.
Do you think defensive linemen or guys, they almost look at this as like a free shot? Okay, we got him out of the pocket. Because you see a lot of times they do not brace their fall. Their arms go out like this, and you see literally the weight just pound on the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, the linemen are smart too. They have a level of football IQ that I wouldn't know what they're getting coached. But yeah, if the QB as dynamic as Jay Hurts is, I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, you'd be stupid not to. I don't know. Again, I don't know what their coaching points are. I don't know what they're getting told. But you know, football IQ-wise, they're treating him, as soon as he leaves that pocket, they're treating him as a running back, unless he's sliding forward.
Sure.
Unless he's sliding forward, then.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
you going to teach that move?
I don't know.
Well, the sliding feet first, right?
Yeah, I've never slid like that in my life, so I wouldn't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I see QBs doing it, I'm like, man, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, baseball background.
Yeah, I've got zero, so no shot.
So this week, I mean, you're going into Dallas, huge game. You can clinch division, you can clinch home field. 14 regular season wins, that'd be an Eagles record. What is it like not necessarily knowing who your QB is going to be, and how do you prepare?
What's it like not knowing?
Yeah.
I mean, for us, it's just worrying about the line. We know that it starts up front with us, and whoever's back there, we have to all be in sync. And so to do that, we have to learn our roles and our assignments on these plays that we're installing, and making sure we execute it. Like it's out of our control who's back there. Yeah. We just need to know how to, you know, go through all the techniques that we need to do on this play because of how the defense is playing. So that's how we're going to do it.
Final question for you. We've always seen how stoic Jalen is, and even keel. Gardner, saw him come in there last year against the Jets, and he was running up and down. He's all over the place. Give us an idea of the personality.
Dude, he's got so much juice, man. He's got so much energy, positive guy. Man, I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy if he does get a chance this week, man. That's great. If he doesn't, yeah, oh well. But we're confident in the stash, man. We're confident in the stash if he were to play this week, and you know. But again, flashbacks from last year, man. He was amazing. It was amazing. Just the energy he brought on the sideline, and just the constant, like, I guess, just positivity that was just, he was telling everybody on the sideline, you know, stay in the game, we got this, da-da-da. So, and then that video with his dad after the game, and that was amazing.
I shot it.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm out there, I'm like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
That was the best reaction I've ever seen, like, from a father-son relationship. I was like, that was cool. That was so cool. So.